Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to be talking about the Adam Sandler path to success. All right, so let's talk about Adam Sandler. He is really having a moment right now. So this last weekend, there was a movie called Murder Mystery, which is a movie that Netflix paid for. Netflix put it on. It's starring Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston. And so that went on Friday. That actually dropped on Friday. And, it was Friday night. I get super hyped on Friday because I work all week and I want to do something fun. And I told my wife, I was like, hey, let's have some friends over and we'll watch Murder Mystery. Exactly like we would go out to a movie, right? And so one of the things is I really saw this as premium viewing. I'm an Adam Sandler movie fan. And so I consider this to be premium viewing, right? But I thought, oh, well, you're kind of weird, Scott. Not a lot of people like Adam Sandler stuff. But increasingly, I'm realizing that is not the case. A ton of people like Adam Sandler stuff. And I think there's something, and today we're going to talk about the Adam Sandler path to success. Because he really is succeeding incredibly well, all right? So let's talk about it, all right? So I said to my wife, hey, let's have some friends over. And we did. We had some friends over. We watched Murder Mystery. We made an evening of it. And it was really nice. We had a lot of fun. The movie was fun. And we had a blast. Like, we would pause and talk during the movie. A lot of people hate that. I kind of like that a little bit. So it took us like 3 hours to watch this 2-hour movie, right? But, like, my wife and her friend talked about, like, they were like, did Jennifer Aniston get work on her face? This is a million different things. And then, when something would prompt me to want to say something, I would pause and say, oh, yeah, I read a book on XYZ, So we really had a good time. And I have to say, I was pretty amazed. Like, this was as fun as going to the movies, right? And I'm a huge movie fan. I really like going to the movies. So this was really special to me, to have as much fun at home as I do at the movies. And, it really, and I was really impressed with the film, okay? Now, what really blew my mind was there was a story today, right, less than a week later, and it said that Netflix reported that 30 million people watched Murder Mystery. 30 million people. That is a lot of people, right? Netflix is getting their money's worth from Adam Sandler, and it is why they keep doing deals with him, because people watch the heck out of the movies that he makes with them, right? So let's talk about Adam Sandler, all right? So so recently Adam Sandler, he's really, right now, this year is somewhat of a victory lap, okay? He's doing great with his Transylvania movies. Right now, he's an older actor, and he's crushing it, right? He's doing really well with his Transylvania movies. He has this fantastic deal with Netflix where he's really kind of turned his back on traditional movies overall. He does those animated films, and he's making quite a few movies for Netflix, right? And people are watching him, right? But this year also, because of the work he's been doing and because he was on SNL, he was the Saturday Night Live host, and it was a really special night. I really enjoyed watching the show. So one of the things is he did this song, and he sang just like he used to sing when he, like 25 years ago when he was on Saturday Night Live, and he sang a song, and in that song, he said, he actually talks about his career, and he said, a lot of people said Adam Sandler, he's not that big of a star, he's not that funny, his movies aren't that good, blah, 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 blah. But in the song, he says, my movies collectively have made $4 billion. Billion with a B, right? That is incredible. His career in movies, which is 65 movies plus, he's done at least 65 movies, have made $4 billion, right? It's truly incredible what Adam Sandler has accomplished. So how did he get there? Let's break it down, all right? So one of the biggest things is, I think Adam Sandler's road to success is the following. He is good with high frequency, okay? A lot of people will tell you that quality matters, right? Well, the reality is, if you have a ton of money, for the rich, quality absolutely matters, okay? However, the vast majority of people, including, in my opinion, upper middle class, right? They don't have all the money in the world, right? So they're not looking for the highest quality. They're looking for good with high frequency, right? So that means that you can supply them something that is good, and you can do it on a regular basis, and they can purchase it on a regular basis because it is at a fair price, right? Yeah, and I think that is absolutely, Adam Sandler figured this out. Deliver a good product, right? Not a great product. Deliver a good product at high frequency. Now, if you did 65 movies in 25 years, you're doing more than 2 movies a year, right? That is good product at high frequency. And frankly, there's probably some bad product in there, but overall, if you average them out, it's a good product, right? And some of my favorite Adam Sandler movies, I really like Little Nicky. I love Popeye's Chicken. He plays the son of the devil in that movie, who really likes Popeye's Chicken, which I love Popeye's Chicken. Don't like the devil, but that movie was very funny. It's one of my favorite Adam Sandler movies. And the other one was 50 First Dates. I thought that was fantastic. My kids personally like bedtime stories, and we enjoyed the Hotel Transylvania movies. They weren't my favorite, but my kids really liked them. So the reality is there's a lot there, right? And there's many. Grown Ups is pretty good. So was the sequel, and there's just a lot of good movies in there, right? And the reality is, so I think that's really good to understand. And the reason why is when you are striving to make the best quality product, a lot of times what that really does is it makes sure that your frequency of release is very, very low, right? And by the way, what am I talking about today? I'm talking about art, right? If you do any kind of art, if you write, if you create any type of artistic product, to me, this is the model, right? So this is a model. I should say this is a model. It is not the only model, but it is a valid model. And that's important to understand, right? All right, so good product at high frequency. That is absolutely one of the elements of the success of Adam Sandler's films, or of Adam Sandler's career. Here's the next one. Ignore the haters. There are a lot of haters of Adam Sandler, right? A lot of people would just look at him and go, what the heck? Why is this guy doing as well as he does? Well, one thing that I think is clear is he's a hard worker. He works hard. Like, he's clearly doing a lot of work. He puts in the time, and he does the work. And he does it at a regular, frequent basis. He just works hard, right? So that's there. The other thing is he clearly has talent. It's not arguable that he's the most talented comedian that ever lived, or even of his age. But he's doing the work, and he's good. And he is making sure that his work is in front of people regularly, right? So you have all that. And then, but there are people who say, hey, he is just not that funny. I don't like his work. That is regular people. When I say, oh, hey, did you see that new Adam Sandler movie is coming out? Regular people will say to me, what? Are you kidding? I'm not going to go see an Adam Sandler's movie, right? Critics definitely don't like Adam Sandler. I've never really seen a critic champion Adam Sandler. He succeeds despite critics, right? And also, it's important to note that you can absolutely have bad critic feedback and still be successful. That is 100% proven today, in my opinion, right? The critics mean less now today than ever. Like, word of mouth is king, and I think word of mouth is now highly elevated over critics, right? So basically, Adam Sandler has a lot of haters, right? And if Adam Sandler were to listen to the critics, if he were to listen to just the average Joe on the street who laughs at his films, right? I think he would be discouraged, and stop, right? And this is a big deal because I think, there's today, when you create a piece of art, you're almost always going to share it on social media, or it's going to be discussed on social media. And if you read those hater, that haterade that's down on the often in the comments, it can really cut you to the quick, man. It can really hurt. But the reality is, it's very, very clear that Adam Sandler totally ignores the haters. He does not allow the haters' voices to be heard above the people who speak in support of him with their actions of viewing his content or paying for his content, right? That's it, right? Like, so ignore that. So good product at a high frequency, ignore the haters. All right, here's the next one, all right? Do not hide who you are, right? So one of the things that I think is really interesting about Adam Sandler, and one of the reasons why I'm a huge fan of Adam Sandler, is there's a few cultures on the planet that are not my cultures that I'm absolutely fascinated with, right? And the Japanese people, Japanese culture, fascinated with it. And Jewish culture, right? I'm really fascinated with Jewish cultures. They love books. I love books. Like, Jewish people are just super cool to me. And Adam Sandler, he wears his Jewishness on his sleeve. When he was at SNL, he literally would sing songs about saying, I'm a Jew and here's the other Jews, right? And it was really funny. And he's like a champion for Jewish culture, right? And I think that's awesome. And frankly, to tell the truth, I think Jewish people, one of the reasons why I'm a big fan too, is they're underdogs. Like, throughout history, Jewish people have been persecuted in ways that many other people have not had to deal with, right? And the Jewish people just persist through that, and they thrive through their persecution. I think more than any other culture that I've ever known personally, and that I've experienced personally, I think that's one of the things why I'm such a huge fan of the Jewish people. Is I feel like they thrive even through oppression, and even through, through oppression, frankly, and even through subjugation, and even through minor slights, right? They just keep plowing forward as a culture, and I think it's awesome. And I really like Adam Sandler for the fact that he wears his culture on his sleeve. He does not hide his culture in any way. He embraces his culture, and he makes no apologies for his culture, right? And I think that's awesome, and I think we should all do that. Whatever your heritage is, wear it proudly. And also I want to say too, one of the things is not only does he wear it on his sleeve, but I think he presents his culture in a winsome way. He's like, hey, Jews up, right? Like he really promotes Jewishness, right? But at the same time, he's not downing other cultures. And that's awesome. I think that's the key, is be proud of your heritage and don't take a stitch from a single other heritage. Let every other heritage, let their people speak for them. Let them celebrate their cultures. We should all be able to celebrate our cultures. And I really take a lot of encouragement from the way Adam Sandler really boisterously, joyfully celebrates his culture in his work and in his personal life, which is a public life because he's a public figure. And I just, it's so winsome. So Adam Sandler, path to success, good product at a high frequency, right? Wear your culture on your sleeves, right? And then the final one of those is, oh man, did I forget my second point there? I did. You definitely want to, what was the middle one? Oh man, I lost my second point, but you heard it, and I'm sure you have a better memory than me. Sorry for losing that third point, but there is definitely an Adam Sandler path to success, and ignore the haters. I remembered it. There you go. So, good product with a high frequency. Ignore the haters. Wear your culture on your sleeve. Celebrate who you are, celebrate your heritage. That is a great path to success. And Adam Sandler has absolutely proven that it can work. And I think that's awesome. I'm a huge fan of Adam Sandler, and I think we can all learn from him. That's my opinion. I'd love to hear your opinion. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.